Okay, at this point the collectors are on the roof. They are all connected to each other at the manifolds with plastic panel clamps, and they've been mounted with both top and bottom mounting hardware. At this point we're going to connect the end caps and CPVC pipe connectors. Each bank of collectors is going to require 2 of these located opposite each other diagonally on the array, depending on where you plumb in your supply line and return line back to the pool equipment. The CPVC connector needs to be connected either with a 2-inch Schedule 40 PVC 90 or coupling that goes over the outside of the CPVC connector. It can also accept 1.5 inch Schedule 40 PVC pipe on the inside of the connector. In either case, you'll want to use a CPVC glue, which is different than a standard PVC glue. The end caps just terminate the collector bank, and both of these will go on with plastic panel clamps. So now we'll start by connecting the first CPVC connector at the bottom of the bank of panels. This will represent the feed line for the water coming from the pool to be heated. On the corner above the point where we put our CPVC connector for the feed line, we'll put an end cap to terminate this point of the manifold. And on the opposite corner diagonal, where we placed our feed line connection, we'll locate our return line connection. The return line connection should always be at the highest point of the system, and vice versa for the feed line. The last connection we need to make is the final end cap. Okay, so the final connection we're going to make is the last end cap, which, as we said earlier, should be opposite and diagonal of the other end cap on the bank of collectors. Okay, at this point we have all the collectors mounted on the roof how we want them, so we can start connecting the feed and return lines that will eventually go back to the pool equipment. For right now, in this case, we're going to use 2-inch PVC 90s, which will slide over the CPVC connector. You'll want to make sure and apply a primer and a CPVC glue to both the CPVC pipe connector and the 90 you're using. So you'll just, once glued, you'll slide it on. make sure there's a good fit, and then we'll repeat the process on the other CPVC connector on the collector bank. From this point, the piping conditions will vary from installation to installation, but that will finish up the collector bank installation. So the last thing we want to emphasize on as far as the roof installation goes is the proper placement of the pool collector sensor. So what we want to do is we want to put that sensor on the roof adjacent to the collectors, but not touching the collectors. Most of the sensors are just black plastic, and we'll just screw them into the roof, make sure and put some sealant on that screw. So we'll screw it into the roof. We want to take the probe and we want to make sure and we put a good generous portion of the same black roof sealant on that. So we seal that up so it's all bonded to the roof. Then we'll run the wire back to the pool automation controller, and we'll zip tie that wire to the return line pipe. Thanks everyone for watching today. If you'd like more information on the number of solar products that we distribute, please visit our website at www.umasolar.com.